I saw the thumbnail of a video about an interesting content creator and I had a lot of questions. Without a Crystal Ball is someone I used to watch back in the day, but I just couldn't remember why at first. I went to see her past videos and I kinda got it. She covered topics like Dramageddon, Jaclyn Hill, Shane Dawson, and then I remember. She was involved in a lawsuit against Tati Westbrook. Now currently with another lawsuit, I'm interested to know how she got there. Two big lawsuits that I know of. Lots of detractors and channels dedicated to her, but she still has a fairly healthy channel. What I want is to see whether Katie deserves a little rest from all the hate, or if her actions are just a reflection of her internet shenanigans. Meanwhile, you can subscribe and let me know in the comments if you remember her or if you are a subscriber and don't know much about her. Well then, let's get to the video. Katie Joy Paulson was born around 1978. There's not a lot about her previous years, like what she did before her YouTube channel, such as job or education. For sure, if she had a communications degree, she will be pimping it all over the place. But this is what she posted on her LinkedIn. 15 years of experience in sales and relationship management led me to branch off and start my own business. I currently run a website that publishes content for families with children with special needs. I have been published in The Mighty, Huffington Post, and many more. That's really cool. In 2018, she created a YouTube channel called Without a Crystal Ball. Her first video was about her experience selling essential oils, but her content switched to more reality TV news and gossip about trending topics. And as I'm seeing in the description, Without a Crystal Ball is an LLC now. It is registered as a multimedia and digital content company focused on investigative journalism and commentary. Kudos to her! But I found an Instagram post that tells her reasons why she decided to make the content she currently makes. Prior to my work investigating cults and child abuse, I wrote and worked as an advocate for children with disabilities. This included investigating and exposing individuals that promote dangerous miracle cures to families with children with disabilities. As my son grew, we decided he needed more privacy. As a result, I switched my platform to investigate church abuse, cult, child abuse, and child exploitation on reality TV. I don't know about that assessment, but okay. Ever since her kid was born, Katie has been a warrior mom. Her kid has a disability, but at the very beginning, she has been fighting for a correct diagnosis with multiple doctors and battling next to her son, hospital visit after hospital visit. Katie was angry, so she put those raw thoughts on websites like The Mighty, where I believe she has at least 2 posts talking about doctors' lack of tact while mentioning her son's intellectual future and how the people around her will respond to what she was going through. Finally, in 2017, a diagnosis was given. Besides the autism she was told he had, he was also diagnosed with hydrocephalus. I'm mentioning this because she will talk a lot about this in her live streams.
I was sitting at home all day with my son because we still don't have nurses. And I wrote this article today about this little boy in California who died from type 1 diabetes because his mother hired a herbalist.
Well, let's get to the YouTube channel. Katie makes investigative type content with lots of speculation and analysis. She will post multiple times a day, not counting the many live streams she will do as well. She found that her videos on Teen Mom, the Schofield family, sister wives, and other controversies got her a lot of views, so she will find core documents, kinda interpret them, and try to understand the story in her own words. Katie's style resonated with people because she sounded knowledgeable and trustworthy, giving an extensive backstory on the drama. A reporter who looks for any lead and then some more, you know? However, her approach is a key issue to her reputation because despite calling herself an investigative journalist, she is not. She's just a lady with an internet connection, just like many of us, and lots of free time. Probably her worst enemy, in my opinion. I mentioned that her content is more of an analysis of trending topics, and it sounds as if she has a script. She has all the information ready to go, very professional. In my opinion, it looks like Katie turns on the camera, talks about what she knows in a gossip type way, and if there's something she missed, instead of editing the video, she will upload a new one and kind of repeat what she said in the previous one. A very amateur gossip channel. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. People like simplicity and feel that they are talking to a friend about whatever controversies, hence why her channel became popular. So popular that she started experiencing detractors.
I have had my address posted. I have had my Twitter hacked. I have had my Facebook hacked. They attempted to hack into my Facebook to retrieve messages that didn't exist. I had to change my Twitter. My Twitter was overtaken by someone that claimed to be a white nationalist.
But like any other detractor, they had a reason for disliking Katie. Remember when I said her free time is probably her worst enemy? Well, that and that weird reporter cosplay were going to shape her reputation fairly quickly. A reporter knows where to find the information and how to approach the people related to the stories. Katie will try to do the same, but without the knowledge, basically transforming herself into a stalker. A very good example will be the Micah and James Stauffer case, the couple who adopted a Chinese boy for content.
There's not an ounce of our body that doesn't love Huxley with all of our being. There wasn't a minute that I didn't try our hardest.
Katie told everyone she has spoken to the neighbor of these people and had some juicy information.
One of the things that I do on this channel, obviously, is I try to be as conscientious as possible about the information that I'm providing, and I try to verify information, especially if people come to me and say that they know someone and they have information to give me. I'll show you the house information in a minute, but here is what the neighbor said to me. She said, "I've been watching all of your videos about the Stauffer family, and you're doing a really good job of telling their story. I don't mind if you share any of this as long as you don't use my name, please. I used to be their neighbor when they lived in Indianapolis."
So more than a reporter, she's kind of like a paparazzi. But Katie harvested a lot of hate because of her probably first controversy. The Nonsequitur Show is a YouTube channel created in 2017 and hosted by Steve McRae and Kyle Curtis, or at least those were the original hosts. And they will have an open conversation about many topics, such as religion and philosophy.
So I wrote an article because of the hate speech, right?
Your claims are that you can regrow organs and limbs.
Right.
You say we can live to 400 years old.
Heck yes.
And cancer,
Yeah.
you can just reverse cancer, any kind of cancer.
Of course, cancer's a fungus.
And you say that this will reverse homosexuality?
Yes.
And they at Nonsequitur reached out to me, both Mr. McRae and Kyle. And I subsequently was asked to come onto the channel, explain what happened, and then through that I became friends with Kyle. I had not really known a lot about YouTube. I primarily had been a writer, but Kyle had asked me a couple times to come onto the channel for different things related to pseudoscience. I joined a couple streams.
Kyle Curtis invited Katie to the show and became friends. This was around 2019. The people liked the duo, so Kyle invited her multiple times to a segment called The Smoking Nun. Now, Steve talked to Katie only a handful of times, and as I believe, the conversations were never in private. Well, there was some infighting about the Nonsequitur Show, and it all culminated when Steve was locked out of the channel, making Kyle in control of the ad revenue and all the sponsors and brandings.
We built this together.
That's not how
I
this is working,
suggested the
Steve.
damn YouTube channel.
I'm sorry.
You're stealing from
Steve,
me,
I'm sorry.
Kyle. You're fucking stealing from me. If you go down this route.
Okay.
And I will
Hey,
make sure
listen,
people know you're stealing from me.
This is the route we're going to go down. So, I mean, just.
Are you
just
kidding me,
get
Kyle? Do
ready.
you really want to tell people that you're stealing
No.
from me?
I mean,
helped build
if
this
that's the way
channel.
that people are going to look at it, if that's the way people are going to look at it,
I
then
don't
that's
want people to.
Suing will entice. Will happen. Absolutely.
Kyle was found liable for fraud, breach of duty, and other stuff. But as this was happening, Katie began involving herself in the issue, something you will later see as a pattern of behavior.
Mr. McCrae is sort of this bombastic man that loves to, yell and attack and be really outlandish, and he has his own personal style. But what was happening was that really large atheists in the community, because they were an atheist channel, no longer wanted to be on the show because of the things that Mr. McCrae was doing to both guests and to people on Twitter. He also had isolated and made a lot of people very uncomfortable, specifically women.
The story is incredibly long and it branches out into other people, but the gist of it was that Katie accused Steve of sexual harassment and being inappropriate in front of her. Why would she say that if, again, they only met online and never in private?
Ends up tagging me in this tweet where this guy is basically like mocking me for saying that he sexually harassed me, which I never said that like he directly sexually harassed me. I said he made inappropriate sexual comments around me. And it was when we were doing live streams.
Steve told Katie he was going to sue her for defamation. She was basically telling a show filled with critical thinkers that one of the main hosts was a creep. So one thing I learned about American law is that anybody can ask for an immediate protective order against someone claiming they are stalking them or are an imminent threat. We saw this in the Hidden True Crime video where Lauren issued one against Christina based on some TikToks Christina made. The temporary restraining order was issued, but it didn't mean Christina was a criminal. This only means there's two people and one of them might be in danger. So it's like putting two kids in different rooms so the parents can assess the issue, basically. Turns out Lauren was full of shit, as usual. And in this case, Katie was the bullshitter. She issued a temporary restraining order against Steve. Again, the judge separated the adults, hence why the order was granted. But once we found out Katie made all of this because Steve said penis in front of her.
Oh my God.
So you can imagine when everything came to light, Kyle being a scammer and Katie being a liar, their reputation started to deteriorate. I don't know about Kyle, but Katie kept on going and boy, she would not stop. So Dramageddon 1 was around 2018 when she opened her channel, so I don't think she was covering it so much as the 2019's 2.0 version involving James Charles and Tati Westbrook, and the culminating 2020's Carmageddon with Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, and Tati Westbrook.
Literally, oh my god, okay, sorry, keep pressing play. I need to get through this video so I can fucking, oh my god.
So if we go back in time, there were a bunch of content creators talking about this topic because this was one of the messiest fights that has ever happened on YouTube, I think. Everyone wanted to be the one who broke the news first or the one with the exclusive because the views were crazy. Enter Katie.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball.
She started making videos about Shane Dawson, James Charles, and Tati Westbrook. She was really digging deep into the people mentioned, and I mean, Katie used Truthfinder to get every ounce of information about Tati.
I started digging into her background, and I have looked all over the place, you guys, everywhere, because part of what I do is I like to look into people that sell snake oil to see if they have stuff in their background that would make them less than honorable, something that might indicate that there's something legal going on, they have a criminal background, they have a criminal history, they owe money, they have a reputation for doing all these things.
Birth and marriage certificates, and even her parents trying to find anything juicy so she could put it in a video. She found nothing. Well, she doxed Tati. And well, her parents are not public figures, so nothing quite interesting there. So she turned towards James, Tati's husband. We are talking about this a little further in the video because in the meantime, she was still making videos and particularly live streams talking about Carmageddon. But there was this incident with Shane Dawson that will harm her reputation even further. Sanders Kennedy was a gossip YouTuber who was also covering the Dramageddon 3.0 topic. He wanted the upper hand in terms of views, and he got them when he released a video called LA Sheriff's Department Officially Opens Investigation on Shane Dawson. Survivors urged to come forward. Sanders stated that he found a victim who provided him with enough evidence of Shane getting inappropriately involved with minors and took that video straight to the police.
Shane Dawson is really being investigated by the LA Sheriff's Department.
In this video, he allegedly has a recording with a police officer at the Sheriff's Department. Here is the clip, roll it.
Video, and I'm gonna play you the clip now. And can you repeat the type of investigation that's going on again?
Right now, it's just a suspicious circumstance investigation.
Okay.
So we don't have enough to call it a crime. But there's a lot of things we have to look through first.
Okay, sounds.
And we also need victims.
Because this got so over the top, Katie had to get involved. But this time, she overdid it, not only by acknowledging this as a fact, but she also gave the name of the detective and his phone number for some reason. I guess she never thought people were going to actually call to get a little gossip out of it. Something that happened. Shocker, neither the phone number nor the detective existed. They both lied. Sanders apologized and disappeared. He deleted everything involving this. But again, Katie couldn't take the blame for her actions and dumped all the wrongdoings on Sanders Kennedy. The guy didn't mention the name of the detective or give people any sort of communication line to the police. This was all Katie, but she wasn't the one at fault. Get used to that one. Content creators started making videos about Katie and her reckless way of exposing information. One of them was Angelica Oles.
A year into my YouTube channel, I posted a video where I messed up and I put her article in there in full without crediting her or kind of transforming it too much, so it wasn't transformative content. And you know, she was within her rights to take money from me, but instead of doing that, she ended up copyright striking me, which means within 3 months I had another copyright strike. I wouldn't be able to upload for 7 days, and then if within those 3 months I had another copyright strike, my channel would be deleted. My channel would just be terminated, the whole thing. Yeah, she was within her rights to do that, but if you want respect from your fellow YouTubers, courtesy would be give a copyright claim.
For the people who don't know anything about this, usually in these cases, a copyright claim is issued. The difference is that in a claim, the video gets notified to have copyright material and it can get demonetized, partially monetized, or blocked in different countries. But the content creator can either prove they transformed the material or just remove a specific part of the video. A copyright strike is a legal takedown of the video, and it leaves a strike on the channel. 3 strikes and the channel gets terminated. Katie didn't want the video down. She wanted to take one of her detractors away from the platform. She was basically trying to silence her critics, misusing the system to her advantage.
She basically tweeted I tried to bribe her, and then later on, people tagged me in threads where she did the exact same thing. She got copyright striked by someone or copyright claimed, either way, and then she tried to pay them to release that strike, and they said no, and then she got really angry about it, as if that's not the same thing she did to me.
Like Angelica, like how many times is she going to share the same story about how she got a legitimate copyright strike? She deserved the strike. She has admitted she deserved the strike. And Angelica used my article because she wanted the information from about the vitamins, but she refused to credit me. She knew it was me. She knew I had a channel. She knew my name was on the blog. She had the link. She went out of her way not to say my name. And it was because of her relationships with the other channels, in my opinion. But she doesn't want to tell you guys that. She just wants to make herself be the victim. And she brings this story up every time I come up. It's like she needs to somehow how many times is Angelica gonna tell the same story about how I gave her a copyright strike? Girl, you deserved it. Just stop acting like it. Grow a pair and grow up. That's what you don't even get. They will try to influence you and say that I'm a terrible, horrible person. But honestly, I don't lie about anything. I'm just done trying to play nice with them. And I am done being bullied by them. Angelica, or whatever your name is, Angelica, just stop talking about me. I'll send you a cease and desist if I need to. Your stupid copyright story is boring, it's annoying, and you get sassy and mean and cruel on Twitter, and you're just a bully. You act like I'm the bully, you're the bully.
Now, there's a few creators I want to just call out or apologize to personally, and I'm gonna start with Angelica Oles. I'm sorry that you were upset about the copyright strike that went down back in May of 2019. I apologize that I walked away instead of working with you on it. I was new to YouTube, I didn't know you, and I was afraid that you were lying to me. I should have worked it out with you. You are correct. I have learned from this mistake, and I can assure you that this is not something I have continued.
And Angelica wasn't the only one making videos about Katie and suffering the consequences. The Truth Sleuth, another drama channel, was very critical about Katie's way of finding information.
She also struck Truth Sleuth because Truth Sleuth had the audacity to say Katie's name in her video.
It's as if Katie looks for the tiniest things to get leverage to take down people who disagree with her. And this went all the way to the commentary community, with Augie RFC calling her the Karen of YouTube.
So while we were calling the police on stream, I decided to just DM this lady and ask some questions. And I'm, of course, doing this on stream. So I wrote to her in DMs. I said, yo, can you come on my stream right now? We are trying to figure out what's going on with the Shane Dawson investigation. And she says, hello, I would not make calls to the police when you are live. And then I wrote back, the sergeant is retired. Can you give us more information to make a call because your tweet did not include enough info? Then she said Sanders has the info. And then I wrote back, I don't believe this. I think this whole thing is full of shit. Now this is the only time in this very brief conversation I have with her that I'm like being somewhat aggressive. I'm not even being aggressive here. I'm just saying like the word. I'm just saying that I think it's full of shit. So then I say, LMFAO, why aren't you responding? Get on the show. You have a lot to answer for, which is true. She did. And then she writes back, excuse me? Get on the show? What do I have to answer for? Sanders put out the info. Which is true, but you also made videos talking about the story and believing it. So then she says, I'm not going on your show. To which I write back, get Sanders on. You provided the tip line. You tweeted it out. And then she says, you need to contact Sanders, which I did, and he never wrote back to me, unfortunately. I wonder why. And then she wrote, get your trolls out of my chat, because we were streaming at the same time, so I guess some of my subs were going over to her channel, which I can't control, by the way. I wrote back, I did. He won't respond. And then she said, he posted the video, get your trolls off my channel, calling me a liar. And then shortly later, she blocked me.
To which Katie responded with,
suing will entice.
Yes, you could be criticized for trusting Kennedy, right? If the information turns out to be wrong, people are going to say you shouldn't have trusted and blah, blah, blah. But why do you think so many people were so fast to say that you were lying for trusting Kennedy? Well, what do you think that was about? I mean, it just seems crazy to me.
I don't know. I mean, all I know is that freaking Creepshow started like retweeting that bullshit, and then like Edwin or Elwin or whatever his name is.
Edwin's World or something like that. I know
Edwin's World.
Generation. Edwin's Generation, yeah.
Yeah, so then I get like Repzilla is in my DMs, and I like Rep. He's like always really nice to me. And I was like, get Augie's people out of my fucking channel. Like, and I literally told Rep, I was like, if he keeps doing this, I'm reporting this to YouTube. I'm gonna freaking sue his ass, because I'm not gonna like, this is against TOS. He's literally harassing me. He said
it's not against TOS to watch you or criticize you or even be harsh.
His armies, and people say I have troll armies. My people never swarm like this, ever.
Dustin Daly was another one being threatened by Katie because according to her, he was doing what she does, finding information to use it against her. And she thought that because Dustin was talking to Tati and she mentioned that a lawsuit was incoming.
And the fact that you think that you can counter sue me, or the fact that you think that you could sue me for having an opinion about a situation that you did on a public platform as a public figure, is completely trash. Like you can try that, and if you want to do that, you are more than welcome to do so. I don't know what else to tell you, girl.
And then we have Keemstar.
Allegedly, a lot of people saying that you were kind of like stalking Tati Westbrook, allegedly. And then, come to find out, you were threatening to sue other YouTubers because you didn't like what they were saying about you. And then I found out today that you actually sued another YouTuber because you didn't like what they said. Allegedly. Again, I don't know if any of this is true. This is just what I've been seeing and watching all these videos and trying to figure everything out, right?
I don't like Keem. I don't like any of these white nationalists that hide behind the guise of I'm just a guy being a guy.
Let me tell you a story. There's this YouTuber out there called Without a Crystal Ball who's involved in a lot of drama right now. In fact, so much drama with other creators that she's literally being sued by Tati Westbrook. Tati is claiming that, Without a Crystal Ball just lied and made up stuff about her to harass her or whatever. So there's a big lawsuit going on with that. Also, Without a Crystal Ball recently was flagging down some channels, claiming that leaked private information was leaked in other people's videos, which I don't believe it was. So I've been talking about this. I've been commenting about this. I've been asking Without a Crystal Ball or Katie questions about this in Twitter videos. Like, why are you flagging these YouTubers? And she just did a live stream right now where she said, when Keemstar called me out on Twitter, it made me want to kill myself. Katie, nobody wants you to kill yourself. Nobody wants you to harm yourself. But you're a YouTuber. You're a public figure. Your entire channel is based on you commenting on other YouTubers. You making videos on other YouTubers. You giving your opinions on other YouTubers. So now I give my opinion on some of the stuff that you're involved in, and your response is, he made me want to kill myself? That's just not right. Even if that's true, all right, which I really hope you're lying here, but even if that's true, all right, nobody wants you to kill yourself, and it's just ridiculous for you to bring that up and say that. It just doesn't seem right or fair for you to use that mental health thing as a shield of criticism. It's not fair. You have an entire channel based on you giving your opinion on other creators. And when someone does it back to you, you pull this stunt. It's not right. It's not fair. And obviously nobody wants you to harm yourself. But I think this is part of the reason why people don't trust you. I mean, this is just clear manipulation. And it's sad. And if it's not manipulation, you really felt that way, I'm sorry you did. But don't harm yourself.
Cici Suarez also made a video on Katie. Cici contacted her because she wanted to make a video about the drama, so she very politely sent her an email.
You would have thought, per her response, that I just went off on her in an email. I was pretty professional, as I typically am with these types of things, and she just went off. And then my video completely changed and was completely different, and I decided to just debunk everything she was saying and just put it out there and be like, girl, what you doing?
The funny part is that Cici actually wanted to have her side of the story and maybe change her reputation, but this only solidified her unhinged behavior. A whole year passed and Cici again contacted her because she was making another video, but this time she didn't answer. Well,
Katie Joy was in the live chat of a live stream that a creator by the name of Kathy P something. I'll have it on the screen right now. But she went into her live chat. The lady was talking about Katie Joy, this whole situation, all that. And Katie Joy went in there and was saying things such as, they, meaning people that don't like her, I guess, are already going to have Cici Suarez, I don't know who that is, that ain't my pseudonym, do a hit piece on me and make them look like victims. And then she went further and said, yep, she is going to make Renelle and Katie look like victims of me. For someone without a crystal ball, you're really attempting to predict the future. And then she went further and said she absolutely hates me and is totally on their side. I'm not on anyone's side. I'm really just giving my opinion and presenting information. And I don't hate her. I dislike her and her content and think that she lacks journalistic integrity as a whole, and her content's lazy. I've always said that. And then she went further and said, she has been terrible to me. I've never been terrible to her. I mean, you could argue and say, yes, Chelsea, that like not nice opinions you have of her are terrible, but okay, whatever. That's your opinion. And I'm entitled to my opinion. And then she said, she's nasty to me in emails. By this point in the video, y'all have already seen the email that I sent her, but let me just go ahead and pop up the previous emails and the email exchange that we had in August of 2022 when I put up another video about her. None of these are nasty. None of them are unprofessional. All of them are quite professional. And I am always like that. And we're in email communication when it comes to my process for making videos. This woman is a lunatic in my opinion. And then she said, we don't compete, which is absolutely hilarious. So this is just a great example of how Katie Joy is a complete lunatic. She's lying about me being nasty to her in emails. You could say that, oh, well, that's her opinion. That's how she interpreted it. Well, she interpreted it wrong. And no, that she's wrong. I was nothing but professional. And I don't know if she has a guilty conscience. I don't know if she's just super sensitive. I don't know if she's just a complete lunatic, can't read, can't comprehend. I have no idea. This woman needs to go touch grass and wash her butt.
But the creator I want to talk a little about is BX Beast Boy. They had a private conversation because BX wanted to hear her side of everything, but Katie was receiving so much hate, she distrusted him at first, but was okay with talking in private. After this happened, BX talked to Katie again, told her he was making a video about this, but he wanted to add a piece of the conversation he recorded. Something she didn't know at first. She wasn't aware he was recording the entire conversation. But to his credit, he did say it was for his safety and that if she refused, nothing will be public. She accepted for that piece of audio to be released, and with that, BX made his video. Again, because the audience wasn't siding with her, Katie threw a temper tantrum, blaming him for the bad outcome and claiming that everyone is misinterpreting her.
She tweeted, "I was invited to an interview. We agreed to meet in Discord. I was not told at any time the interview was recorded, nor was he ever clear that there was going to be a recording. We were only supposed to speak. I was under the impression he would recap what I told him. After speaking for half an hour, he contacted me to ask to use the audio, to which I said, 'Oh, you recorded me.' Then I said, 'I mean, it's fine,' which I said because at this point he already had the audio. I felt like I had to be okay with it or he could release it otherwise. I asked him not to twist things, but he did leave really big parts out. He left audio out where he admitted that he and the friends surrounding him were trolls. He told me that a group of channels swarm and attack creators for no reason to gain clout and subs. He cut that. The interview went live with every piece of him admitting to troll behavior and his friends' ruthless online behavior. What was left was me looking like I was going to threatened to sue them, which we never discussed. He cut out any discussion of a case I told him nothing about. After it went live, these same channels went after me and accused me of threatening to sue them, and then I got attacked from all angles. In my haste, I got upset that he doctored the audio and made a comment that he, quote, recorded me illegally, end quote. He subsequently blocked me. I've reached out to him on multiple platforms, but he won't speak to me and has now uploaded at least 4 defaming and disparaging videos about me. He has painted himself as the victim when we had a miscommunication, which I apologized for. His video accusing me of accusing him of a crime, which he admitted he was not clear about and never asked to record me, gained 40,000 plus views, and I have been attacked relentlessly by his subs since. I am asking him to cease and desist now, release the audio admitting he trolled, agree to move on, and remove the videos about me. I want him to do well, but attacking me for literally a misunderstanding and his refusal to speak tells me this is being used by him for views and AdSense, what he accuses me of doing too."
You admitted that these people, Augie, Tipster, that one news guy, that group did this intentionally to creators. You admitted that to me. You said they jump from creator to creator to creator. They swarm, they attack, and they work as a group. You told me that. You cut that out of the audio. It was left on the cutting room floor because I believe if you would have put that out there, they would have gone after you because you're literally admitting to what they do. You told me in that interview that you were trying to get away from that. You wanted to do better. You didn't want to be the kind of person that would go after relentlessly and attack someone. You told me that you didn't want to be a part of that world, that you were trying to change. You admitted that you had that same behavior and you admitted that it was wrong. That's why we were talking. I told you that I was skittish about talking to people because for 14 months I have been harassed relentlessly. I told you about my life, about what the fear that I've gone through for 14 months, and you cut out everything. And you made it look like I was going to sue your friends. In haste, after your friends started attacking me, I went to you and I said, you illegally recorded me. I was angry, but I apologized. Should I not have said that? No, I shouldn't have said it. What I should have said is, I wish you wouldn't have recorded me. I wish you would have kept the audio in. I wish you wouldn't have cut that out because it painted me bad and it made you look like you did nothing wrong.
Here is as much as I'm going to discuss this because it was a private conversation and we only heard a couple of minutes. We don't have the whole context of it all, and although it is very easy to by default blame Katie for this, we really don't know because we weren't there. So to be fair to Katie, she could be right. There's a possibility of that.
I don't really get involved in the drama on YouTube. I don't like to be involved in it, okay? But I have gotten a lot of requests over the last few years to cover Eugenia Cooney. And I never, ever, ever want to cover her because I always feel like, why would you cover a woman who is anorexic and you're just literally talking about her being anorexic? And how does that help her be less anorexic? Because it doesn't. And then why does like calling for like mass flagging or getting her off the platform or whatever, how does that actually help this poor woman on YouTube?
Okay, that's from her birthday stream. She streamed for like several hours. That's just a photo. And she didn't drink anything and her lips were really chapped. You can tell on the side that she's got like a... But her hair looks... I don't know if she's trying to do that with her hair, but it's very matted already. Kayla told me to check it out and said that she looks dehydrated. What do you think about the hair, Jessie? Her hair did look oily. I don't know if she hadn't taken a shower or not. Looked very matted down. So her lips look very dry. I've noticed too that she's no longer like putting her hair, she's like covering her face now, whereas before she wore her hair more back. So I wonder if she's like trying to hide the part that looks gaunt. I don't know.
The fact that she made a video out of it is disgusting. He is not the father of Janelle's baby.
TV actually showed Janelle and Andrew have a paternity test done, you guys. I'm sure you guys probably remember that. I think Jace was like around 2 or something. They had it done. They Skyped Andrew and gave him the results and told him that he was the dad. So there was a DNA test done. Jace does belong to Andrew.
It's bullshit that she put that on YouTube, and she should be ashamed of herself for doing it. And the fact that I have to keep answering this stupid question is ridiculous.
You don't, Katie. Are you incapable of saying, I don't care to talk about that?
So after Katie done that video where she berated me over the Colin video, someone sent me a link to a video that Katie actually made about Colin, where, as you can see in the captioning, she says, group home for a while, and he's had multiple arrests. But in the comments of the video that Katie made about me, saying that she didn't agree with the video, someone actually said, I saw the video made about her brother. I listened to it up until she mentions his prior convictions. I mean, she exposed him. There was no need to dig that deep. I agree with you completely. Katie actually says she dug up his convictions, and people are saying that I'm the butthole for calling her out.
I would sue her for stalking more than defamation.
Yeah, that's not defamation, but it's super creepy.
Ew!
Let's continue with Tati and her husband, James. As I mentioned, Katie found nothing on Tati's parents, but that was partially true.
I started playing around even more and digging through more and more information, going through marriage records and through birth certificates. I couldn't even find her birth certificate, which is weird. There's like 0 records of her father. So then I start going on and I'm like getting into this conspiracy, thinking like her dad is dead, or like why doesn't her dad have a job, or her dad's in the mafia. So then I start digging through addresses and phone numbers and email addresses and doing all of these searches and going through businesses and looking at all this different stuff to try to like connect some dots. So I feel like there's a story here with her dad, and I'm not sure what it is. We're going to have to keep looking there. And then there's something with her mom too, and I'm just going to have to keep digging. I'll keep digging and keep looking on the Tati stuff, but I don't want to spend, like, I've wasted 2 days now trying to find something. I can only tell you that the content of what I'll be sharing with you is all derived from court records, and there are a lot of court records in this case. I have put together a timeline of James and Tati Westbrook because they're sort of at the center of this whole story. Tati makes her first appearance. Now, Tati grew up in Washington, and her mother actually was her talent agent for her and her sisters. Tati and her family moved around a lot. Her parents were married, but there's not a lot of... Her father is very much out of the picture. There's no work history I can find for him. Her mother has multiple attempts, multiple different companies to work as a talent agent. She doesn't really have many clients beyond Tati and her sisters, Erica and Sabrina, who are twins. The family during Tati's childhood, they move around a lot. There are a lot of financial issues with her parents, lots of judgments, lots of tax issues. Just a lot of like showing that maybe they didn't grow up with a lot of money and couldn't afford to pay stuff, that kind of stuff. Nothing really looked all that shady from that standpoint. They were trying to make it in the show business, okay? All of this information came from court records from Hawaii, California, South Carolina, North Carolina, Washington State, and Georgia. This expose on Tati has been 3 weeks of research, of non-stop research, in order for me to find all of this information. And I want you to know how hard I work on all of this, okay? All right, you guys, I thank you so much for sticking with me in my 2-part expose. If I do uncover more information, I promise I will deliver it to you. I've already been warned that I might get attacked by multiple people, and I'm prepared for that.
Turns out the parents were fine, no criminal activity, but also no apologies from Katie. You will think a journalist will try to find sources of outrageous claims, right? And because there was a dead end on Tati's side, she turned to James.
Upon information and belief, the article states that James has a lengthy criminal rap sheet, and then proceeds to discuss an arrest in 1989 and another in 1990 related to drug use when James was still in his teens.
To her, this was a smoking gun, but to the rest, it was literally nothing. A teen smoking pot? Oh wow! So she had to escalate, and my god, did she ever.
Apparently James frauded his family of millions and millions of dollars. Katie claimed that James killed his own mother, and I don't mean literally killed her, but literally made his mother sign the inheritance over to him while keeping all of his siblings out of it.
No, I'm not worried they're gonna sue me, because all of this stuff is public record. And like some of the stuff that I'm saying are like what my opinions are of everything. So that's why they've never sued me at all, because it's all public record. It's all public record. You can't, like, public records are public records.
I don't know if she failed to understand what the documents were saying, or if she, again, found nothing and decided to pull another Sanders Kennedy move and spice the records a little bit. Well, the only thing spicy was her ass being torn into pieces when, at the end of 2020, Tati Westbrook will finally sue Katie for defamation. If you want to learn more about this, go to Emily D. Baker's channel. She has multiple videos on the topic. Something Katie did not appreciate, by the way.
So she said, I said tonight, I'll say it again, Emily Baker is and continues to be biased. Believe the lies she spews and say she just read court documents. She was clear in her dislike for me, and she said as much on Twitter multiple times and mocked me. She helped create the, I guess, circus she means by the clown face, I don't know.
Katie deleted a bunch of videos and tweets about this issue, but lucky for Tati, she downloaded every single thing and put them as evidence. Sadly for us, right now, those videos and tweets are no longer public today, but many YouTubers got them and exposed them to everyone. If Katie had an ounce of good reputation, this was it. And about the lawsuit, she really fought, though. Again, she's never wrong, right? The case got dismissed because of jurisdiction, but it was brought up again. At the end, they settled in 2021.
I'm so happy to announce that a settlement has been reached as to all of the claims between myself and Tati and James Westbrook. Both sides, we engaged in a lengthy mediation, and the process was done in good faith.
This one is going to be rather short, but I thought it was very interesting. So Shannon, better known for her defunct YouTube channel Creepshow Art, was a content creator living in the artist community on the platform, where she was also a drama channel. In 2021, I think before the Tati lawsuit was settled, she made a video about Katie calling her irresponsible, spreading misinformation to the public, and presenting speculation as fact.
Hold on. Yeah, please. Creepshow, either act like an adult or get out of this chat right now. You are being a bully. You are nothing but a bully. I have never stalked you. Leave me alone. I will get my lawyer to get you in this lawsuit. Leave me alone, Creepshow. I'm done.
Shannon had a lot of reach and was very respected by her peers and the audience. So Katie suffered even more criticism, so she had to do something. And that something was to strike her channel, Angelica Oles style.
Have I not understood copyright strikes? Yes. But I don't misuse those today. And I did not strike those channels. I issued a privacy complaint because they published an email that they did not have the consent to publish. With all that being said, if you would like to contact me, please send me an email at at withoutacrystalball78@gmail.com.
Lucky for her, and in a matter of months, Shannon was outed as a creepy stalker trying to steal another creator's life. So Katie started making videos now about Shannon, and in one live stream from a creator named Unirock, Katie dropped information on Discord including Shannon's full name, basically doxing her. An eye for an eye, I guess. But according to Shannon, her name was already out there, so yeah. Two awful people fighting each other, basically. I'm sure there are more people that I missed because wow, this lady doesn't know what a vacation is. And I guess I will not rest either because this will be only part 1 of I don't know how many. The next video will be focused on reality TV people that she has done exactly the same and the new lawsuit she's in. Katie has deleted so many videos, live streams, posts, including apologies.
And now I have to just say, I'm sorry to you, Steve, for making those statements. I would have never made those statements if I had known or had the right information or had trusted you to begin with. I didn't know anything and I just followed and trusted a friend. But I'm not the kind of person that will ever just blindly stay silent or trust someone or protect someone just because they are my friend. I can't. I won't do that. I don't want to stand in that at all. I just want to say, like, I value honesty more than anything, and I feel like I was deceived and I feel like I was lied to, and I'm sorry that, I guess if I were Steve, I would be super angry too. I have not loved how he's handled this publicly, but that's neither here nor there.
It's not a good look in my opinion, but at least on YouTube, Augie got it right.
Some people on YouTube are just beyond saving, guys. Like, you can say you want somebody to do better, whatever that means, but they're lost, okay? And to be honest with you, I think Katie Joy fits this, like, demographic of people. It's like this group of people that's just, like, too helpless. They're just lost in the sauce.
But what do you think? Agreements, disagreements? Leave them in the comments. Thank you very much for sticking around until this part. I appreciate your time. Please subscribe and remember to take good care of yourself. See you in the next video. Bye bye.